In Florida, a Dollar General audit revealed nearly $5,000 in cash deposits missing. Suspicion fell on the assistant manager, a woman with access to the store's safe. Before police were called, loss prevention had already investigated, obtained a written confession, and built the entire case. The responding deputy's job was simply to follow the law. The employer's confession is legally admissible. Dollar General is a private company, not a government actor. Under Burdeau versus McDowell, the Fourth and Fifth Amendments do not apply to private employer investigations. That written statement goes straight into evidence. Once law enforcement arrives, the rules change. Moore is now in custody, and custody triggers Miranda. The deputy reads all 4 required components correctly and completely before asking a single, substantive question. Moore waives her rights and agrees to speak. Under Berghuis versus Thompkins, that voluntary waiver is legally valid.
Yes, ma'am. Where is she at?
She's in the office. She hasn't told you you're coming. I stepped out to call you guys. She's already made it to, it's $4,900. It's right sitting under $5,000 worth of money. She's admitted to it. We already have a statement.
Do you already have her statement?
We already have a wet statement and a reimbursement form and everything. We get all that before we call you guys.
Okay. So, have y'all reported the money missing in the past?
No, we did. That's what we're doing today. We came to investigate it. We found it today. She's admitted to it, so that's what this policy is to call you guys today of.
And y'all are missing that much money?
Yes, she's already confirmed it. We have it.
She confirmed it.
Yes.
Well, I'm asking did someone confirm the deposits were actually?
My loss prevention is in office.
Okay, that's why that's why I was making sure. I was like,
I'm the district manager, so that's what we're doing today.
Okay.
We get all the investigation, do all the hard work before you guys get here.
Okay.
So she's already wrapped up in a bow.
okay, let me go ahead and call my sergeant real quick, and then I'll just I'll meet you back. Oh.
Well, it's in front. I was just walking around, so she didn't know because they're in the office.
Okay. Hello. Hey, Miss Whitney.
How are you?
I'm fine. Deputy Mayor with the Sheriff's Office.
Yes,
So I'm here because of, well, obviously I'm pretty sure you know why I'm here. Okay. So do you need to talk to her anymore? Are y'all done? I can talk to her now. And okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna read you a couple things. I'm gonna read you something real quick, okay? All right, because right now I'm starting my investigation, okay, based off of what they've told me and what you've told them and stuff like that. I don't want to start asking you a bunch of questions and you not know your rights, okay? So, Miss Whitney, you have the right to remain silent, okay? Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law, okay? You have the right to talk to a lawyer, have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you?
Yes.
Okay. And I know you've talked to them, but obviously I gotta ask a couple questions, probably some of the same questions they've asked. Do you want to know your rights? Do you want to talk to me too?
I would assume so.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I would assume so.
So that's a yes?
Yes.
Okay. Here, what I'm gonna do. Can you spin the chair that way I can see your face? I'm sorry. Maybe I'll put it up against that. There we go. All right, Miss Whitney. So tell me what's going on. Why am I here? You made a bad choice. Okay. What choice was that?
Instead of looking for help, I tried to go through the store.
You tried to get your own help. Is that what you were saying? So tell me how you did that. Tell me what happened.
Pretty much, I had a situation and I had a bill that had to be paid. So I took some money.
Okay.
I've been trying to pay it back little bit by little bit, but I didn't know.
What? You mind what I asked? What bill?
I had some medical bills.
Some medical bills and stuff.
Yes, and just everything on top of the house bills that I had really fell on some hard times and I didn't know what else.
Yeah. Okay. When did you first take money?
Honestly,
that you can remember.
It's been a minute. I think that's why it's been taking so long.
Okay. Have you taken it over time, or just like one one deposit, or like how did that work?
It was like probably like once or twice. So now here I am trying to put the deposit back like they know.
Mm-hmm.
And
so let me ask you this: how much did you take in total that you remember?
He's saying there's 496,850.
Does that sound about correct as far as like how much you took?
I mean, it would have to be.
Yeah, because you took that much. Okay. Was it like, you said once or twice?
I mean, for me to just have two deposits, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, two deposits. Yeah, I know
Right.
sometimes the store makes, you drop it after so much. Yeah, I get that. I used to run Subway a long time ago, so I know how the deposits and stuff work, like daily or hourly or whatever. Okay, so you say, when was the first time you took it? Just give me an estimate. If you can't remember a specific day, I mean, just...
I probably wouldn't really, but I started getting sick a couple of months ago, so...
So it was probably within a couple months until...
Yeah.
When was the last time you took it? Do you remember?
It hasn't been. I've just been trying to
Okay.
fix what you know what I mean?
So it was like a one-time thing where you took maybe like two deposits
right,
and
I'm
then
just trying
to feed it back in or whatever? Okay. Okay, so how did you do it, if you don't mind my asking? How did you take the money as far as...
I mean, really, I just took it out the store.
Okay. Are you like a key holder or something like that where you have access to the deposit?
Yes, sir.
So you took the money, you took it out of the store, and then obviously you took it with you or whatever. Okay.
But pretty much all I've been doing now is just trying to balance the deposits out until I got the money back paid. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And apparently, you know, it caught up with me.
So they caught it and they... Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Have you ever done anything like this before? You have not.
I was raised like I'm a good woman. I really felt in some bad times that I made the worst fucking decision of my life. And if I would have known I'd be where I was, I swear to God I would have done that shit. Like, I have kids and stuff.
Moore describes financial hardship, medical bills, household expenses. She says she took the money once or twice and had been trying to repay it gradually. It does not matter. Florida courts have consistently held that theft is complete upon the unauthorized taking. The intent to repay is not a defense. The confirmed amount, just under $5,000, places this squarely within Florida's grand theft third-degree statute. That is a felony, punishable by up to 5 years in prison. The threshold was crossed by a wide margin. The deputy requests consent to search Moore's van for remaining cash. Moore agrees. Under Schneckloth versus Bustamonte, voluntary consent requires no warrant, and the deputy is not required to advise Moore she can refuse. The consent is clean and legally valid. What should have happened differently? The deputy's conduct was procedurally sound from start to finish, nothing to correct. Moore's best move, immediately after Miranda, was to invoke counsel and go silent. The employer had already built the case before police arrived. Her police statement added nothing to her defense and confirmed the exact dollar amount needed to lock in the felony charge.
Okay. Do you have your ID on you anywhere? Or?
No, sir. Everything is at home.
Okay. So I'll just go ahead and get your name and date of birth and stuff like that real quick. What's your first name? I know have you filled any sort of form out with them? Okay. All right. Do you wanna fill out a form, like fill out one of my forms also, just kind of telling me what you did, or?
I mean, if it's gonna be the same as what they have, I mean.
Well, so that right there is, I'm not sure what kind of form they have. Mine is a sworn statement. Okay, so mine is what you're telling me. Obviously, I got this on body camera, but then we put it in writing, and I swear you to what you're telling me is true. Okay, so that is completely up to you. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. I can't make you. If you want to, you can always just swear to the statement that you've made verbally, and you don't have to write it all out if you don't want to. So that's all up to you.
Okay.
So would you want to?
I'll swear to the statement.
Verbally? Okay, just go ahead and raise your right hand for me. Okay. Do you swear and affirm that the verbal statement you gave me is true and correct, best of your knowledge and belief? Okay. Just to ask real quick, how are you putting it back? How are you trying to put it back in there, like balance it out? Were you just trying to feed some of your own money in every now and again?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how much you might have paid back by the time?
Not as of right now, no.
Okay. All right.
Like I was still in the process of paying it back. You know,
Okay.
It's nothing I would have done.
Okay. And I heard that you might still have some of the money, or is that just your money that you're trying to pay back?
No, I still have a little bit of the money.
You still have a little. Where is that at? Over at the house?
Actually, yes, it is.
It is at the house, or it's not here with you anywhere, like in your car or whatever?
Not here. It's either at the house in the bag, or it could be in my van. I have to check.
In your van? Is your van here?
It is.
Okay. Would you give me consent to look for it? That way I can find it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll do that here in a moment. It's too hot for me to go outside and sit there and come back, forth, this, that, whatever. Okay. So we'll get this done here first, and then You have your keys on you? Is that your purse or is that something?
No, sir, my keys are actually
Are they in your van still?
probably up front.
Oh, up front? Okay. You left your stuff up front. Were you coming into work today?
Yes, sir, I was.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Okay, Miss Moore, just kind of sit tight for me real quick, and then I'll kind of explain the next couple steps for you, okay? Yeah, ma'am. So obviously her van's gonna be here whenever she leaves. Are y'all wanting to tow it, or y'all allow her to have someone come pick it up? Okay. Okay, I just want to make sure. Do it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll let her know.
Yeah, Mom, I know. I'm so sorry, Mama.
Miss Whitney, how do you want your van taken care of?
My mom can
Come get it? Okay, now we don't have to leave the keys up here with someone.
That's fine.
Okay, do you trust them to hold on to the keys until Mom gets here, or do you want one of us to hold on to the keys
I
until?
trust them up here.
Okay. Okay, I just want to make sure. I didn't want to leave your van here because they sound like they're gonna let it sit until someone comes to get it or whatever. Okay.
I guess they taking me to Walton County.
It'll be Walton County, yes, ma'am.
Mama, I don't know. I don't even know if I'll get a bond today.
I don't think so. Not today, anyway, because of the amount. But you can. Don't quote me on that because I'm not a booking specialist. The booking specialist up there, whatever you're getting charged with, as far as the statute goes, they have a worksheet that tells them if it's a first appearance or if it's going to be. But I believe it's a first appearance charge.
So I have to go to court first.
Well, it's not court. It's you see a judge in the morning, and then he gives you a bond.
Okay. So more than likely, I'm gonna have to sit tonight until in the morning. Like 4,000 and something. Mama, please, I'm already stressed out. I'm so sorry, Mama.
Did you let her know to go watch your kids and all that?
Just please go and the kids. My purse is at the house. That EBT card is in there. Just go ahead. Like, Reggie gonna have to know. They finna get ready to take me.
Yeah, because we gotta get this going. That way we're not sitting here, okay?
I'm so sorry, Mama. I'm so sorry.
Tell Mama you called back, okay?
I'm gonna leave my phone and stuff here, and just tell Daddy to stay by his phone. His number is the only one I can remember. Okay.
Well, you can take your phone if you want.
Okay, they said I can take my phone.
You can take your phone. The phone, they'll allow you to get phone numbers off of it if you need it.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Well, I'm gonna take my phone with me, Mama. Okay. Just tell my kids I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Mama, I know, but it's done now. Okay, let me go so we can get this process over. I'm so sorry, Mama. I gotta go.
Okay. Do you have anything else on you other than...
No, not that I could think of. But they will let me get my phone.
Yeah, as long as you're cool with them, they'll allow you to go into your phone and only your contacts to get a number, and that's it. No texting, no doing any of this, because once you do that, then they got to act on that, okay? Because they can't allow you to do anything else, okay? And you don't have anything else on you, no pockets or nothing like that, okay? All right, well, I got my sergeant here, so you won't help me with that, okay? So, just go ahead and turn around. Hands behind your back for me, okay? So, at this time, you're being placed under arrest for grand theft, okay? I'm not going to try and put them on too tight. You got small wrists and small hands, but hey, do me a favor. Can you turn your wrist like okay, turn this one this way? Yeah, like a prayer, okay? That'll help you. It'll be a little bit more comfortable for you, okay? All right. It's not too tight or anything, is it? Okay, I got to tighten this one up a little bit. Like I said, you got small wrists, so I don't want... Here. You almost done getting that stuff loaded up onto the thumb drive? Okay. This has all the amounts and the video and all that?
That's the video, yeah, and it has, you'll see my worksheet.
The worksheet on that? Okay.
To the side of what's missing and all that.
Alright, thank you very much. She's got it actually on her, on the victim right brochure I gave her. Ah, you're good. It doesn't hurt. Alright.
3 lessons from this case. First, Employees entrusted with employer funds have no expectation that goodwill will protect them. The moment a shortage is detected, an investigation begins and private investigators play by different rules than police. Second, cooperation at the police stage feels instinctive, but it is a legal decision, not a personal one. Invoking counsel is not an admission of guilt. It is a constitutional right, and using it would not have changed the outcome here, only the government's ease in proving it. Third, the intent to repay borrowed money is not a defense to theft. If the money left your hands without authorization, the crime was already complete. Whitney Moore was convicted of felony grand theft and received 4 years of probation. The deputy performed at the highest standard. The case was airtight before she walked through the door. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more legal breakdowns.